I was born in 1985 in Central Virginia. My dad is Jewish, my mom is not. So grew up going to a kind of borderline conservative Reform synagogue. After my bar mitzvah, kind of my participation and engagement with the synagogue dropped off more and more. I continued to not get along with people who would have been around my age, and very much became the butt of a lot of jokes. More than once, the Jewish thing came out and just kind of reinforced a sense of isolation. Going into college, went to school down at Virginia Tech in Southwest Virginia. While I was there, I met a bunch of guys who were part of a group called Navigators, a Christian campus group, who I really connected with. As I became friends with them more and more, that was honestly like the first time in my life that I actually began to have friendships in a deeper way. These were guys that actually were genuinely interested in what was going on in my life. Through the next couple years, I actually really wanted to have nothing to do with Jesus. It wasn't something where I got to know these guys and a light went off and anything like that. One guy named David asked me what it was that I believe. I'm a Jew, Jews are God's chosen people. What are you really gonna say against that? Like, our history is kind of evidence enough that God has not forsaken us, has not punted us. We exist kind of in defiance of all logic. So one day I was getting lunch with my friend David, and Jesus came up, and normally we would have maybe a short little interaction around it and it would kind of just trail off and go away. But as we were leaving the dining hall, David quoted something from the New Testament. Jesus said that he did not come to abolish the law, but he came to fulfill it. It kind of ran counter to an understanding that I had in my mind. Jesus or Christianity was opposed in a way to Judaism, that taking on one would be kind of be an eradication of the other. So that really shocked me. I was on campus during April 16th in 2007, which there was a shooting on campus. Early in the morning, a student shot 2 people in my dorm, and then went across to, later in the day, a academic building and shot another 30 people in that hall before shooting himself. So 2 of those people I knew that he had killed. It wasn't something that I knew how to really process, really knew how to handle it all. And so it's like getting punched in the head. It just makes everything foggy and you don't know what to do with it. Kind of as a result, I guess, of everything that happened on the 16th, I found myself really wanting to join my various friends at their church. And it wasn't something that I really knew or understood. It was just say, okay, I need to go. So it was just a couple weeks after the shooting and a couple weeks after I went to church with them. I was wrestling with whether or not I wanted to actually learn more about this, about who Jesus was. It was something that I knew was connected to what I had been experiencing with these people over the last several years. I knew it was connected to that, but it was just, honestly, I was afraid. And there was a little internal civil war, I guess you could say, going on, where I felt very strongly like I needed to talk to my roommate Charlie about Christianity. The guy who helped lead the Christian group that he was a part of on campus. He said that he would be more than happy to get together with me and talk about it if we wanted to. All right, Kent, I have no idea how I know this, but apparently I am utterly convinced that everything in this book is true, the Bible. We talked through that summer. We kind of, as I like to describe it, hopscotched our way through Scripture, starting in Genesis and kind of hitting high points all the way through. And as we talked about things and read stuff, conviction that I had kind of going into those conversations was backed up more and more by fact out of the Bible. And as I was reading, it was just like, yep, this makes perfect sense. You know, one of the immediate things that had first really grabbed me back at the end of my freshman year was the community, the love that everybody continually showed. It was the first place that I really felt utterly at home. It was the first place that I felt like I actually belonged there. Everywhere else had always felt very distant, had always felt very disconnected, and honestly a lot of the times very unwanted. And that was probably the most powerful thing that had ever been shown to me. It was like I felt like, all right, I'm actually at home. Like, this is where I belong. I don't need to go hunting for anything anymore. If I were to die today, I know that God is going to welcome me home, that Jesus will be there, because I've trusted him to take care of me. I've trusted him to see me through to the end. I've trusted him for what he did to take care of what I can't. I know that's what's going to happen after I die, is Jesus will take care of me through to the end.